Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another month of waffle. How is everybody? Hope you can all hear me very well. Let's see. Push that. No, that's it. Okey-dokey. Yes, hello everyone. How are you? Right, who have we got in the chat? Oh, early birds. Who have we got? We've got John Mystic Railroad. We've got Steve SJ Train World. Who else we got? Paul Wolf Six Scenes. Peter Jackson. Hello to you all. Nice to see a few people in already. Anyway, a couple of things to talk about this month, and I'm going to be doing some fiddling around in my roof as well while we're waffling away. Here's my roof. Look, I've got one section here that I'm slowly putting together. I've built a jig for it, so I can make sure that everything all sits exactly where it should be. Brian Tamler's just dropped in. Hello, how are you? Everyone is still saying hello to one another. Andy, how are you? March West Junction. Hope you're well too. So yeah, so there is a few things to talk about today, but we'll wait for a few more people to drop in before we begin. And while we're doing that, I suppose we'll have mug of the month, haven't we? Here's mug of the month. Yeah, lovely picture there of tornado. There we go. Cheers. Oh, lovely. Yeah. Anyway, I've got a small little bit of an apology to make. And that is last month there was a couple of things that I wanted to do, and I totally forgot all about them. Firstly was mug of the month. Didn't do that, did I? And the second one was we were going to have a discussion about the Intercity 125, namely that one. And yeah, I completely forgot about that too. So a little bit later on, we'll be having a discussion about that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it, really. I think layout progression hasn't been going as well as expected. Obviously, life has been getting in the way again, and a couple of weeks ago, I wasn't feeling my best. So yeah, so really, not a great deal has been going on the layout. So I thought, while I'm doing my live stream tonight, I thought I'll have a go at my roof, and yeah, you can all come along for the ride, I suppose. Just seen somebody else pop in. I'm sure I just seen Dino. I did. Hello, Dino. How are you? Let's have a look. Yeah, people are still saying hello to one another right now. There's 8 people in the chat now. Don't forget to hit that like, that thumbs up button for me. I don't say it often enough, but you know, it helps, I suppose, doesn't it? Yeah, people are all still saying hello to one another. Right, okay, so yeah, so basically what we're doing here at the moment is I'm slowly assembling this. Now, one of the things that I have done is the rails. Try and hold this as the best I can. The rails that are going across here, I've actually painted those a cream color. Although I have to admit, on the camera there, it just looks like normal wood. But they've been painted a cream color. From the last stream that I did, basically I put a poll together on Facebook, and I asked everybody, what colour would you like me to paint the new station roof in? So I put down all the colours that were suggested in the last stream, and the burgundy and cream has won. So it's going to be like a ready cream colour. So yeah, so that's why I've painted these already. So those bits there are all now painted cream. So what I'm going to do now is finish assembling the roof to that, and then I can then very carefully just tease it off this board here then, um, and then paint that cream also. I'll do that outside another day, but yeah, I wanted to get some painted today, but I simply just haven't had enough time. I really haven't. But anyway, has anybody else turned up? Ah, Mark Hemmelden, Model Railway, he's turned up. Thank you very much for joining, Mark. Yeah, people are all still saying hello to one another. Lovely. Right. Okay. So, what have you all been up to then? Has everybody been well? Has everyone been doing a lot of work on their model railways? Oh, so this plastic, so it's oh, it's not that bad to cut through, to be honest with you, but it is also very brittle as well. So I have to got to be careful with it. It's but yeah. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So, what's John up to? I'm building a kit as we speak, Brian. Oh, well done, John. Peter has been to Rails Rummaging Day. Been to Rails Rummaging Day this morning. Rails. Do you mean Rails of Sheffield, do you, Peter? Simon, today I started to make the water for our little harbour. I'm actually really interested in that, actually, Simon. Am I right in saying that you're going to actually use uh, like a ship? Well, what do you want to call it? Not a ship, is it? Like a barge type thing, and you're going to use that as a fiddle yard type thing that comes off like a cassette fiddle yard type thing. I think I'm right in saying that. I'm not sure. Um, and what I do know is I need a new blade for my. Let's have a look. What we got here? Is there a blade in that? Of course there isn't. Let's find some blades. No blades in here. And blades in here somewhere. I think I can find them. Don't matter. I'll persevere for now. Tim. Hello. How are you? All we need now is Harrison, and we've got the Telford Trio. Oh, Dino has been ballasting. His layout boring.com. Oh dear. Ferry. Yes, Paul, ferry. That I think that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, it's a small ferry that we are going to use in there. Yeah, I thought so. Lovely. Right. Okay. Now then. Right. Um. Let's see now. The Intercity 125, namely that one. Now, I don't know what your thoughts on this are. This is an early 1980s one. This is saying early. This is a model Hornby brought out back in the late 80s, which is the exec livery HST. Nothing interesting really. It's just a bog standard model. But all these years, I thought this livery was wrong. Now I know it has its issues, like the white band doesn't go all the way around the nose here as it should do. And oh dear, excuse me. But one of the biggest things that I thought was wrong with this is the yellow band here, which stretches all the way to the back there and goes over the engine base sort area here. Anyway, recently I learned that this particular livery on this particular model is actually almost identical to the engine that it was on, and I don't have one, or I don't personally have one, but Lima did a model in the exec livery that was completely different to this. It had the deflector shield across the top of the roof here. A lot of people call them duvet covers, I think. And they were fitted back in the mid 80s simply to try and stop the smoke from the exhausts bellowing out. And basically what they were doing was the smoke was bellowing out, coming over the cab here and causing an awful lot of soot over the front of the cab here when it was going in that direction. So they added that later on. So the later Hornby ones that you can buy do have them on there. But this particular one is 43126. I don't know what the livery was of this particular one, but 43125, which is up there somewhere. I've brought this one down because this one's a better example than all the other ones. The other ones are all pretty beaten up and scrapped. I mean, this one's not perfect, but hey, what do you expect? This was actually my Christmas present back in 1986. Yeah, still got it. But yeah, the yellow band. Now, a lot of people over the last few years have complained. Just before Hornby brought out the newer version of the HST back in the sort of mid 2000s. Up until then, a lot of people were complaining that this was wrong. That was wrong, and also the writing on the side here was completely wrong too. A lot of people also complained that Hornby were trying to do a cheap one and using the same decals as they used on the BR Blue version. And indeed, they are exactly the same. Only the later ones of these, it was all bold rather than, I suppose, one for a better word, see-through, as you can see there. And a friend of mine, namely Mr. X, he did a video last month about this, and he brought basically to my attention that what I thought was wrong all these years actually isn't. So class 43125 did look exactly like this, and the reason for that was the reason for that was is this is the prototype exec livery, and class 43125 was dressed up in this livery as it is right here right now. And of course, the only difference being is it had the white band that goes across the nose, whereas Hornby had missed this one out. But But as the two mouldings are completely separate on the model, I think I think when these were manufactured, I think somebody didn't get the memo to put the white band around that bit. And of course, when the two pieces were put together, they didn't realize their mistake. But rather than put it right, of course, back in the 1980s, they thought, oh, it'll be fine. Now, I know there is a lot of other things that are wrong with these models. Apparently, there's something up with the bogies. The bogies are not quite right, apparently. But one of the other things, as well as with the Lima model, is the Lima model does not have this back window here. It has been completely blanked off. As to, I believe, I could be wrong here, but I believe there's a window here on the side there. Look, that one was also blanked off, I think. But I do know for sure that one was blocked off. And the reason for that is back in the day, the guardsmen were complaining that the engine noise was too loud. So what they did is they moved the guards person into the coach, and they had one of the ends of the coach as the guard area, and then blanked this off so the guardsmen did not sit in the back of the power car. And that was the reason why they were blanked off. Now, the Lima ones were manufactured a lot later when all these modifications had already been done. So all the later ones had the bolder writing on here. And they also had the yellow band, which only went up to about there and stopped there instead of continuing on backwards. So, yeah, I just thought I'd bring that to your attention because I didn't know this. So I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that didn't know that. But it was interesting to see. So yes, after all these years, I honestly thought it was wrong, and it wasn't. To a point where actually I've got another locomotive up there where I actually started trying to scrub that yellow band out. I think I might have to repair that one. Oh dear. Anyway, what's going on in the chat? Looks like we've got a couple more people that have arrived. Just bear with me a minute, people, and I will scroll backwards a little bit. Tim has been spending the day modelling in his shed and in the hobby room. People are all still saying hello. That's a great way to spend Saturday. I'm going to be busy too. It says it's not got the roof deflectors over the exhaust. Must be really early. Yeah, it is, Peter. I think without looking it up properly, I think the roof deflector was actually introduced. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong. I believe back in 1987. So I've got a Hornby Swallow livery one here, and that has got the roof deflector on it, as you can see. And this is a little bit of a later model. Now, the one thing that they didn't do was blank off that plate, blank off the window. But there is a reason for that, and that is they didn't do it to all of them. Only some were. So, yeah. It has a hard standing and the building is in place. Nothing is glued down, but I'm happy with the track layout. Do you have any pictures of the progress? Donegal Denmark, how are you? People still say hello. I didn't know until the other day that a bunch of 125s have been repurposed to haul freight and other locos. Yes, I have actually heard about that. I saw them double heading in a grey livery. Well, I'll get onto that one as well in a minute. Well, not so much the grey livery, Um, no chip in the, no chip in them for one Brian. No, there's no chips in those ones. Well, actually, tell a lie. Two of them did used to have a chip in them, and I accidentally blew one day. I have no idea how I managed to do it, but anyway, I put the locomotive on the track. It shot off like a bullet. It ran over a point and then just went up in a plume of smoke. And that was pretty much the last straw, really. So the 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 can't say it. So I went back to DC. uh, Hanson and Hall, whatever that means. John, hello, how are you? Piccadilly Model Railway. Uh, da, da, da. Yeah, I thought that was interesting, Andy. So you know, I thought I'd share my findings with you because there's probably a good chance that some people out there are just the same as me and just was not aware of the fact that that livery is actually right. But I'll finish that off in a minute. Collins engages in. Hello, Colin. Um, did they remove the deflectors on some when they changed the engines? Andy, I'm not sure on that one actually. Probably not. I don't know. Peter, Delft Junction's in the house. Hello. Tell you what, Collins, you've been in a couple of times now, haven't you? So, let's see. There we go. So you have now been spanned. And I'm surprised you haven't either. So hang on a moment. Yeah, there you go, Andy. You've been spanned as well. And to be honest with you, I don't understand why not. But John, consider yourself spanned. There you go. What else we saying? I think they did have the deflectors on from new. They were added in later. They were added in later when the exhaust residue was a problem, as Brian's mentioned. Yes. But yeah, mean in legs it. Right. Okay. Right, Paul. You've got to put £20 in the swear jar. Okay. I do remember the HSTs, or the Class 253s as they were originally known as was being introduced on the Midland Main Line, replacing the Class 45. At first, I couldn't stand the HSTs as every train was the same. How times have changed. Well, weirdly for me, actually, John, it was the HST that actually sort of drove me into the hobby, really. I remember being at Birmingham New Street back in the 80s. Um, and I just remember seeing an exec livery HST coming through, and I I don't know. It was something about it. I probably assume it was probably the Valletta engine whistling away that probably struck a chord with me. But yeah, I loved it that much that year my mum and dad bought me that for Christmas. So yeah, yeah. So so this hobby that I've got now, I've got that HST to blame for. That's the culprit. That's my very first ever train. That is. So yeah, that is going to be treasured. Plus, of course, my mom actually said to me, she says I'm never to sell them, otherwise she'd kill me. So to keep my mom happy, Right, people are still saying hello to everyone. Mysterious mechanic, Jake. Hello, Jake. How are you? Um, you, sir, have been spanned. People still saying hello. Yep, yep. I used to watch the HSTs as a kid because the main line ran behind my parents' house and started my love of trains. Yeah, that must have been awesome, Dino. Um, it will be great to see you, Morley. Yeah, getting baseboards in for next Friday. Oh, coming next Friday instead now, is it? Oh dear. Right, so, right, and people. So if I just quickly, let's have a look. I I do have a picture, right? So this is the picture of, I believe, 43125. That's 46, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so 125 is here. Okay, so that's 125. That is the locomotive that Hornby modelled this model on. Then, of course, the later ones all look like this. Okay, so it's that's why I thought that livery was wrong, because of that last picture. Now, oddly enough, all these years I thought that was wrong, and it wasn't. It was completely right. So there you go. Look, you live and learn. I've been in the hobby for all this time, and you still learn something new. Oh, and for those of you who have just joined, mug of the month, tornado. Right. Okay. Um, yeah. So that's pretty much it. Really, I wanted to discuss really for the 125s. I mean, I do have another 43 here. Now, this one, I'm not too sure about. There's a bit of a this is a bit of an odd one. This is, but I believe this is a BR Blue one. You see now they use the same graphics here, look, as they did on the HST that I've got there. And this particular one here was originally painted black. Now the Lima ones, they depicted that inside inside the lettering there was all black, as it should have been. But they actually, if I'm right in what I'm saying, I believe they actually painted the whole body black originally. And then what they did then is they just taped over the decals here and then painted it blue over the top. And this is something that Hornby didn't put into their model. Theirs, you can see the blue inside the writing, whereas on the Lima model, they are black as they were. But then later ones were then painted blue. So the question being is which one is right? Because to be kind of honest with you, I believe both the Lima one and the Hornby one are both right. But oh dear, I've got the bogey on the wrong way round on that one. Got to put that right, haven't we? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Oh dear. See, I got the steps the wrong way round. The rivet counters would be blooming chewing at my heels. There we go. It's the right way round now. So, yeah. So that's what I wanted to do really. So I just wanted to discuss that really, and just see what everybody else's thoughts were. You know, did you think the same as me? Did you think that that livery was actually wrong? Um, or are you one of the smarter ones and you actually did know? uh, Walter, hello, how are you? You've been in a couple of times now, haven't you, Walter? Right, you've been spannered. I'm sure I saw somebody else come on board as well. Um, Nice than the original livery. Yes, I completely agree there. I do like the BR blue, but the the exec livery does hold a special place for me because that's sort of where my hobby started. You know, and back in those days, um, uh, going between. So I just remember the one day I was down there. I just wished I had a camera at the time, but I didn't. But you know, at the age of 10 years old, you don't really think of things like that, really, do you? You know, so you stood at the platform at Birmingham New Street or Birmingham International, and you've seen all these trains going past, and it was just an absolute marvel. It really was. But the HST is the one that really stuck in my mind. Every other train that went past, I've just completely forgotten what they were. Uh, It's only like recent years when you watch videos of yesteryear and you think, oh yeah, I remember seeing that one. You know, it's like a Class 86 or something like that. But yeah, you know, so that that's pretty much it, really. Um, Anything else being said? 25 watching, 12 likes. Oh dear. What else we got here? Oh, Dino has shared his channel. So if anyone hasn't subscribed to Dino's channel, go and have a look at that. Um, the good old days, Finnerton. Yes, absolutely. Spotting and bashing. Yeah. I have a photo of a HST at King's Cross back in the early 1980s with a ladder on the front and a guy cleaning the windscreen, but it's on film and would need to be scanned. Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't get that through health and safety these days, would they? Um, Thanks, Dina. Um, oh, you're a new one. Hello, Mick. Lloyd Central Station. Um, to YouTube. So, what does the spanner do? Oh, we got another one as well. Hey, James Hathley. I do apologise, James, if I've pronounced your name wrong. What's James said? James says, hello. What time period is your layout set in, my friend? My layout is set in the 1980s, James. Chris, hello. How are you? Valley's at the 56. Hope you are well, my friend. Mick, to answer your question, basically what it is the spanner is giving people the power to be able to share their YouTube channels if they wish, or other people's YouTube channels, or train related links to anywhere else. And if I've noticed that you've been in the chat a couple of times, then you get the spanner also. Plus, of course, it also helps me to notice new people. So anyone that isn't highlighted in blue, I know is new. So um, So let's have a look. So Mick and James, hello, welcome. Hope you are both well. And if you like listening to me waffling, then that's fair enough. Anyway, so far all I've managed to do is cut one of these pieces in two. Making really good progress on this roof, aren't we? You'll probably see now why it hasn't progressed so quickly. Um, Hambledown Collins, been busy summer. Alan was with me for 4 days. Ah, yes. Currently working on a layout. Uh, on the layout, so update due out soon. 2 new locos to reveal. Yeah, Mark, you've been quite busy, haven't you? You've had Mark at Captain Static. You've had him come and visit you as well, and also Alan as well. Hmm. Right. Um, what I've got now, you can get rid of the nasties, Mick. Nasties? Oh, I see. Right. Da, 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 da. Oh no, Dino does behave himself. It's Rob you've got to watch out for. Um, Aaron, hello, welcome. Glad you've joined back in the chat again. People are saying hello to one another again. Double trouble. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That is Mark. Absolutely double trouble. Right, just bear with me a second. Sorry, earphone shouting at me to charge it up, so I plugged it in. Right. I'm assuming everybody can still hear me. Leslie, hello, welcome. Paul's put a link to RGJ trains. That's great. Leslie, greetings, Brian. My first time here, and hi, guys. Oh, I never really noticed that, Leslie. I've spoke to you on many times on other live streams. I really actually forgot that you've never actually come and visited my live stream. So yeah, it's really nice to see you. I got a revamped HST Brian LEDs all round. Well, funny you should say that actually, Peter. My plan is to buy the Black Cat Industries LED lighting kits for the HSTs, and I want to get it for all of mine. So yeah, that's something to look out for in the near future. Maybe I might just start buying a set here and there for them. Oh dear. Right then. Okay, let's finish gulping this down. Now then, right. Let's get on to do I see Timber Surf? Yes. Hello, Timber. How you doing? Of course, you get ice cream with your waffles and strawberries if you're good. Um. Oh, hang on a minute. We've got somebody else new in here as well. Hidecoat East. Black Cat is good. I've used them before. Yeah, Jason at Barnabas Junction used them. And I think he did actually. He did do a video on how to fit them in a HST, and yeah, they were that good that I thought I must buy some myself. But that must have been a couple of years ago now. I still haven't got around to doing it. Oh dear. Budget Model Railways did a good video on upgrading HST lights and a cheaper method. Oh, I'll have to have a look at that, Dino. I am subscribed to their channel also. Ice said hello. You lazy person, Timber. Oh dear. So about lazy timber. Look, I'm trying to build a roof as we speak. I've actually got one side put together. Yeah, you can have a look at this now. Actually, ah, Timber knows what he's looking at because he's built these himself. But yeah, Timber, I've started putting in the cross sections there now. Look, they're going in very nicely. Like as you said, I'm cutting one in half and then adding a bit to another. So I'm currently fitting them on now. Um, so yeah, so to those people who are new to the channel, I am currently building a roof over my train station, which is Furton Central. It is a bit of a mess, so I'm going to give it a bit of a clean up before I have to show you. But basically, what we're doing is we're building a roof in sections, and there's going to be 17 of these built into the station. They're all going to be going across lengthways like that. And what I'm doing is I'm slowly building the first piece. Yes, Tim, I'm building the first piece. I know. I'm so sorry, my friend. But Timber has done such a fantastic job of making these. He's 3D printed them, and he's done really, really well. And these are all fitting together so beautifully. It's unreal. Uh, but yeah, very clever man. Now, I'm not too sure about what Timber Surf is doing right now. I know he's trying to source somebody to help manufacture all of his items. But if anybody wants anything off Timber Surf, go and check out Timber Scale. Sorry, Timber Scale on Facebook and Loomsdonia website as well. And if anybody wants any requests, then ask him, and I'm sure he'll try and do something for you. Um, but yes, Timber, please correct me if I'm wrong. Have you had anybody else? What's that about that? I hate phones. Hang on. We will be finished in the year 2025. Don't joke, Timber, because it might actually happen. I hate phones. I hate phones when it comes to YouTube. Oh dear, Jake, what's the problem with your phone, mate? People are saying hi to her. You're still making them. Yes, I'm still making them. Looks time consuming, but the result will be awesome. Leslie, you're absolutely right there. I mean, I've got 17 of these to make. And out of those 17, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 parts to put in each one. And that's not including the uprights. So yeah, so basically what I'm trying to say there is Timber is keeping me busy. Oh, I've popped another piece. Right, so cut that there. There we go. And put a spot of glue on there. So yeah, anyway, exhibitions. Now I know there are probably going to be a fair few exhibitions on. I know they've got the O gauge model railway show up at the Stafford Showground this weekend. I don't know if any of you have been to that show or not. I don't know if any of you were into Engage or not. Sorry, Engage. What's about Engage? O gauge. Sorry. But has anybody been to the Stafford show today? I believe it's on tomorrow as well. Excuse me a minute. I'm just gluing a piece in. I'm gluing a piece in, Timber. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. That's it. Now stick. Shows. Yes, shows. Uh, £700. What's £700? I have. Have you seen the price of Hornby are charging for the Helgen 73? Over £700. Bloody hell! Is that in double O gauge? Can't be. Oh, magic! Oh, that is such good news, Timber. Right, everybody. Right, you need to go on to one of the moderators. I'm sure will put a link in for me. But you all need to get onto Scale 3D website and then bookmark it. And then hopefully in the next couple of weeks, Timber Scale will be back up and running again. Oh, that is such good news. It really is, because I tell you what, it's been missed. It really has. And fortunately for Tim Berserk, he can actually get his products back out there again. Because some of his products are absolutely awesome, especially his chimneys. I've got his chimneys here somewhere. I'll have to show you some of his chimneys in a minute. In fact, they're on the station over there. I need to populate my town. I need to build a town first, Mick. And if I didn't already say hello, Mick, hello. What else? Walter. Don't surprise me. Hornby are broken. They are desperate to stay in the high-end model game. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've always seen Hornby as like your starter level. So if you are new to the new to the hobby, like a youngster maybe, like myself when I was 10 years old, first thing you do is go out there and you buy yourself a Hornby train set. And then it just spirals from there. You then go on to Pico Track if you want to buy Pico Track. There are other brands out there. But you can upgrade to Pico Track. You can then start building bigger layouts. You can then start populating that layout with different locomotives from different other companies. You become a bit of an expert at it, and then you want to buy more high-end models like a Cura scale, for instance. That's how I've always interpreted Hornby. Oh, yeah, excuse me. I shouldn't drink Coke on a live stream. Coke, Pepsi. And no, Pepsi are not. No. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, this is where the waffling starts. Yeah, that's what I've always assumed Hornby to be, is your run-of-the-mill train set. That's where you would go to buy your first train and progress from there, and then later on in life expand to something a little bit more expensive. But for some reason, Hornby have decided I'm going to try and jump on the Cura Scales bandwagon and other brands like Sutton's, etc., and try to produce a model that is high end, which really isn't, and it's looks like it's been rushed out the door. And it's like, take the P2 for instance. I love that locomotive. I think it's a really, really nice looking locomotive. But I can't justify the price. When you look at how much they're charging for that, and then you see the quality of that, and then you see something like, I know it's completely different, but you look at, like, say, like the Acura Scales new Class 37, it's miles ahead, absolutely miles ahead. And yet, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is cheaper. And you're getting a much better model as well. It's like, what's Hornby doing? It's like, just stick to what you know best, and that is getting people into the hobby. That's what Hornby have always been. They've been that household name all these years. And since the early 2000s, they've just slowly started to just ruin it. I just don't understand what's going on with them. Simon Kohler tried to revamp them, and I know the man had his morals, and I understand that he was very disgusted with how Hornby was being ran before his time, which is one of the reasons why he's jumped in and had to go himself. Um, but then all of a sudden he's decided he's leaving. Then you hear other management have decided they're leaving as well. And let's face it, there's only one reason why management suddenly start leaving a company, and that's because the company's going up the bloody tube, and they're getting out before everybody else does. Anyway, Paul, thank you very much for putting up Lundonia link. Let's see. Indeed, it is dear, but Hornby did. But Hornby, did you mean Wales? Possibly, I don't know. Ben, hello, Ben. How are you? I do apologise, my friend. I'm slowly catching up with the chat again. I didn't know they were struggling, Tim, but can't see many buying at that price. No, I completely and totally agree with you, Walter. People saying hello to Ben. Yeah, it stops showing messages on lives, and I have. Okay. Contact me, Timber Surf, on Facebook. Any news about Gets? Yeah, I will come to that in a moment, Peter. Tim Stafford. Yes, Stafford. Tim, thank you very much. Let me just quickly catch up with the chat. We'll all keep Stafford in our. I went straight to Tim. Put another £20 in the swear jar, please. After going to my local model shop in Stafford, I bought the Bachmann Class 20 starter pack. That's my route into model railways. That's very interesting, actually, Tim. Stafford. You went to Tops Trains, I assume, yes? Mysterious mechanic is becoming a scam, I'd say. I wouldn't go. No, Jake, that's a bit harsh, that is, my friend. I wouldn't say they were a scam, but um, I think Hornby is slowly losing direction. Um, uh, they need to go back to their old USP, to be honest with you, and stick with that. That's my feelings on it anyway, and reduce the bloody prices too. I mean, ridiculous the prices are. Sam's trains, yeah. Hopefully, this new person brings back Hornby and brings the prices down. Yeah, to be kind of honest with you, I think that's the direction they really do need to go in. They seriously do. I'll be the accountant. Set price points. Funny, Leslie. I own one Hornby product, and that's a Class 67 Pullman. I do not go out of my way to buy Hornby coaches, neither do I. Wagons or locos. Uh, Walter says that he is booked into Getz on the Saturday, stopping over till Sunday. Look at Hornby's disaster TT. Yeah, I've heard about that. I don't understand quite what's going on with that. They did this whole big, massive thing out there, and for some odd reason, from what I've heard on the grapevine anyway, that it's come to a stop. Is that right? For a new LNR meant it as priced. Okay. Same here. Back when no problems. just the pro. Yeah, I take my hat off to Bachmann. Their models are so superior. I do love Bachmann. It's just the price. Um, but it it's entirely up to you at the end of the day. How much you pay for your trains is entirely up to you. I'm on a budget. I can only afford to spend up to probably about £50 for a locomotive. I splashed out and I treated myself to my APT back in COVID, and I bought an old HST set, and that cost me just over £100. I think it was. I think it cost me 125 quid, and I think that is actually the most I've ever spent on a locomotive ever. And I probably will never spend that much on one ever again. But it was something I really, really wanted, and I wanted one that was in really good condition too. And I was lucky to buy an entire train set in its original box. It's beautiful. I actually bought it uh, off Jan. It might, to his friends, everyone knows him as Jan. His name's Ian. He works at Scale Model Scenery. And bless him, he actually drove all the way down from, I think he lives in Doncaster, I think he lives somewhere like that. And he drove all the way over one evening and come and dropped it off for me. And I would have loved him to come and have a look at my layout, but I couldn't. And bless him, he was there, sat in my. I was like, I was sat in. I got him a chair, and I sat him in my hallway. And I was at the other end of my hallway, and I said, "Look, I've made you a drink for you as well." Like, and I put a drink next to the chair for him, and I kept him a distance away from him. And he sort of like pushed it over a little bit so I could grab it. Oh dear, it was quite comical, it really was. But it was an awful shame as well because I would have loved for him to come in and spend the evening just prattling around playing with trains and that. But yeah, COVID wouldn't let us, unfortunately, which was a big shame. But anyway, I'll go back to chat in a moment. Stafford. Right, now then, I'm definitely going to Stafford this year. There it is, Stafford. Yeah, I keep trying to remember I need to point backwards. So, no, do it again. That one there. Get it right. That one. I can't do backwards. Oh dear. Where is it? This one here. Stafford. The Stafford Model Railway Show. I'm attending that this year. In fact, actually, I'm going to. Oh, hang on. Ivo. Hello, Ivo. Welcome to the chat, my friend. You've been here a few times now. You have been spanned. There you go. Okie dokie. And as I already know you, Leslie, you can be spanned as well. So yeah, so Stafford, I'm going to the Saturday show, but I'm actually going to be working at the show. So yes, I'll be able to go and have a nose around and pick up some bargains before all the main doors open, and my cheeky little rummage. But I'm actually going to be working with Dave Angel. If no one knows who Dave Angel is, he is a Triang specialist, but also deals in a lot of other double O gauge models as well as N gauge. And I think he may have some O gauge stuff as well. But it is mostly double O and N gauge that he sells. And it's all second-hand stuff, which he personally tests every single loco, and if it needs it, he will give it a good service as well, make sure it's all running properly before he puts it for sale. So that's one good thing about that. And so if anybody wants to come and find me, if you find a Dave Angel trade stand, you'll find me there. And if I'm not there, I'm probably getting them a cup of tea. Keep Dave going with his tea. So if you do come along, by all means, come and say hello to me, but please just be aware that I am actually working as well, so I can't really stop and talk to people for too long until I get a break, at least. Anyway, then you can all pester me as much as you like. Um, but while I'm at the show, I will be bringing along these. I've had a load of hobby cards made. So if there's anybody going to the Stafford show on the Saturday, right, if you ask, you can have one of these. Okay? Well, if you don't, nah, that's silly. If you would like one of these, you can have one. Okay, so I'm going to be taking a load of those with me to the Stafford show, and you can pin them up on your boards with the rest of your hobby cards, like I have up here. So yeah, so I'm kind of excited about that. Actually, I bought those from Vista Print, and they arrived earlier on this week. And yeah, really excited to actually dish them out. To be kind of honest, it's been quite a while since I last had any hobby cards. Um, so it'd be nice to actually hand out some new ones for the new channel. Well, the new version of the layout, at least. Um, but yes, I'll go back to the chat in a moment because that keeps making me wonder. Right, what else is going on? Right, I'm definitely going to the Telford show as well this year. Um, the Telford Model Railway Club hold a show once a year in October, um, and they'll be in Wellington this year, as always, at the Charlton School, I think it is. Tim, correct me if I'm wrong. I could be. I think that's what it is. Tim or Timber, one of you will tell me. But yeah, basically, it's at the Charlton School in their sports hall, and it's held there every single year. And I always do try to make it to at least some of my local model railway shows. I went to Ludlow one this year, which was great because I'd never been to that one before. And and yeah, I hope to go again next year. So I'm definitely going to the Telford show. Worley, I'm definitely 100% not going. Two reasons for that. Firstly, I just simply I just I just can't get there. I really can't. If it's anything like last year was an absolute nightmare with all the trade shows. But I've made the decision that I'm going to knock Worley on the head from now. But for the foreseeable future, at least, anyway, I'm not going to say that 100%, but because you never know what's going to happen. The planets might align and I might be able to go. But there is one big thing I want to tell you about, and that's Getz. Now, I've been saying over the last couple of months that I'm going, then I'm not going, then I'm going, then I'm not going. Um, Basically, what it was is a good friend of mine had offered to give me a lift there. But I know recently he's been having a lot of car trouble, and he is he was unable to go. So he's reluctantly said to me, "Look, right, I'm so sorry, mate, I can't go." Which is fair enough. I mean, these things happen, don't they? But um, my knight in shining armor has come forward, and and I have actually got a lift to the show. And I decided I was going to splash out. I thought, Getz is probably going to be a show I'm probably never going to visit again. Um, and I really wanted to go. Two reasons mostly, and please don't be offended, but I wanted to go because I know Anthony Dodge is going, and I really wanted to meet that man. I missed my chance of meeting him last year when his wife Joyce come over to the UK for their UK tour. I just could not get any time away from work to be able to come and visit him. So this year, I'm definitely going to be able to actually meet him and Joyce, and I really am properly looking forward to that. Anthony already knows that I'm coming because I've already told him, as does my knight in shining armor. And so yeah, I am going, and as I said, I've splashed out, and I've booked my hotel, and I've paid for my VIP ticket, and I'm going to be at the show on both days. So yeah, I'm properly looking forward to it. It's great because originally I was going to be going on the Saturday, and I know there's a lot of people who I know that were going to go on the Sunday, and I was really gutted that I was going to miss them. But yeah, if you're at Gets this year, I'll be there. And if you want one, you can have one of these as well. I'll be bringing those to the show as well. So yeah, properly excited. I really am. I really can't wait to get there, to be honest with you. So yeah, so that's going to be my highlights for this year. I think it's going to be Stafford, obviously the Telford show, because I always love to go to that one, and obviously Gets as well this year. So yeah, really am properly looking forward to it. Right, let's go back to the chat. Let's see what we've missed so far. Ivo has put a link to something to do with Rocco. Way too crazy for me to. The plumber 33. Hello, welcome to my channel. I've seen you on other chats before, but don't think I've seen you on this one. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just back from farmer's market. Oh dear, have you been buying any cows? Have you? Let's see. Collins Engage has had to go. That's a shame. Goodbye, my friend. Let's see. Anybody else turned up? Yay! Captain Static. Hello, Mark. Oh dear. Yeah, you got to salute the captain. Let's see. People still say hello. Gets actually doesn't interest me. I don't know what. I don't know why. Oh dear. To be kind of honest with you, Tim, the only reason why I'm traveling all that way really is just that I can meet people. I know there are so many attending that show this year, and yeah, it'd be nice to actually meet up with some people who usually can't get to Wally. But I'm pretty sure I know that almost everybody who is attending Wally this year is going to be attending Gets. So yeah, I really am. Honestly, I'm properly looking forward to it. Excuse me. And Tim, if you want to go, do it. It's but I've splashed out, and I'm going to be going on both days. It's something I've never done before, and it's probably something I never will do ever again. So yeah, really looking forward to it. See you on one of the days, says Peter. Excellent. There will be dozens of YouTubers at Gets. There certainly will be, Timber. That's great news, Brian, says Andy. Words. What else we got? Ping would be interested. What's another one? A bit distance, fares wise. Yeah, yeah. Waiting for new report. That is for. Okay. I'm going to attend Stafford on the Saturday if people will be there. Yes, Tim, certainly come and see me at the Dave Angel trade store. It'd be lovely to actually meet you, to be fair. RGJ Trades. Hello, Grace and Rob. How are you? And John, if you're around. Hey guys, sorry, did the old man thing and fell asleep after tea. Oh dear. Grace is fattening you up. That's what it is. No cows. Oh dear. People saying hi to Rob, Brian, if you're at Getz, we could possibly meet finally. I'll be there Saturday as it's a local show for me. Excellent, John. I will love to meet you, my friend. I really, truly would. Um, Hopefully going to Stafford on Saturday. Yes, Peter, sincerely hope you do. Come and find me if you do. People saying hello to Rob and Grace. Anthony's flying over from the US to meet Brian. Oh, I don't think so, Timber. But he was saying in his live stream last night that they're getting on a plane from Michigan. They're going to be flying to London. From London, they're then getting a train. Well, they're going to travel through London to get to Euston. From Euston, they're getting the train then to um, Milton Keynes, and then from there, I think they're then getting a taxi um, to the actual show. So by the time we all get to see them on Saturday, they are probably going to be absolutely shattered because I reckon they've got, oh, let's see now, I reckon they've got easy 14, 15 hour traveling time to get here. At what time they leave Michigan GMT time, I don't know, but it's 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. In their time. So, but yeah, it's going to be a long way for them. So when they arrive, some of us had better make sure we've got teas and coffees ready for them. Can't wait to see all three layouts put together. Absolutely, Walter. I saw Making Tracks 3 this year, and it was absolutely astounding. And I really am looking forward to seeing the next one. Can't be drive with the can't be bothered with the drive, Brian. I'd rather go to Stafford and Worley. Tim, that's absolutely fine, my friend. It is a very long way, and it was touch and go as to whether I was going to go as well. But yeah, uh, my chariot is coming to collect me. Yes, I called them on there a chariot. He knows what I'm on about. But let's see. Oh, dinner time. Peter's going to have a bit of chow. Pete, you enjoy your tea, my friend, and if you can pop back, then great. Um, I was just recovering from a major heart operation. Uh, I was get 2 years ago. Uh, the 2 days nearly killed me, lol. Well, do you know what, Timber? You joke about that, but I remember when I went to the Worley Open Day back in, oh, was it 2019? I think it was. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was. I'm sure it was 2022. Could have been 20. Could have been last year. I think it was. Actually, yes, it was last year. I went to the Worley Open Day last year, and I met up with Bernie, and we had a good chat, a good catch up. It was lovely to actually meet the man, and you know, when you think back, when you know what's happened, and you think back, and I have to admit, I did occasionally see him sort of scratching at his chest, um, and never thought nothing of it. And then a couple of weeks later, he had his heart attack. Um, and then later on, sadly passed away earlier on this year. But I was actually really overjoyed to have actually have met the man. I really was. He was a nice fella. He had a terribly dry sense of humour. He really did, and he never held back. Uh, and he would just say what was on his mind all the time. And I admired him for that. Um, but uh, but yeah, um, yeah, anybody, I don't care who you are. If you have got like slight little niggly chest pains at all, don't put it down to indigestion. Just go and get yourself checked out, please. Just go and get yourself checked out because um, heart disease in this country is so common. People having heart attacks are so common. My father-in-law had a triple heart bypass a few years ago, and my dad's got a pacemaker. Um, and Timber Surf is gladly still alive and kicking. But some people are not that lucky. Um, so yeah, please, don't look around for stuff like that. If you feel like something's not quite right, just go and get yourself checked out. Um, but yeah, anyway, what else has been going on? People are saying bye to Peter. Um, yeah, fattening me for Christmas. Yeah, you want to watch out for that, Rob. She's fattening you up, and then she's going to be sticking all of the remains when she's finished with you in under the patio. Or she's fattening you up for ballast for when she throws you off the cliff. That's what it is. Um, I'm sorry, Grace. I'm making Grace sound like she's a vile person. She really isn't. Oh dear. Uh, Here we are, the three from the original YouTube COVID mob. uh, yeah, if I get tickets on the Sunday, I will. But it's very doubtful. Mark, if you do get to get, please come find me because I'd love to meet you, my friend. Um, they arrive on Friday. No shuttle. Oh my word. Oh Christ, they're coming on Friday. Oh, that's even worse. Well, at least they'd probably be able to get a bit of shut eye before they come to the show. First time on the channel. Hi to all. Roger Windsor, hello. How are you? Nice to see you on the channel, and I do hope you come back. Um, Let me try and get through the chat now. Brian gets our putting on a free bus from the railway station to the Marshall Arena. Timetable is on the Gets website. That's good. That's cool. Um, but let's see. Right. What's that say there? Tim say, looked at the trains to go to Gets, but it's a rip off. Yeah, tickets was a surprise. Yeah, Tim, I looked at the train ticket prices and my jaw dropped. I couldn't believe it. I think it was something stupid, like it was over £100 for a return trip from Milton Keynes. Absolutely disgusting. It really is. Um, hey, Stuart. Hello. How are you? You're never late to chat, my friend. Never late. Um, what you have for tea, Brian? What am I having for tea? Well, I don't know yet. I think I might be having a shepherd's pie. I think I'll be probably making that during Rob and Grace's live stream, which is on straight after this one. So, Rob or Grace, whichever one's here or both, at the end of the stream, if you just put a link to your channel at the end of the stream, and that way, then people who haven't normally followed you can come straight over to your live stream afterwards. That's something I never did say actually, is straight after the stream, they will be taken over. They are listed to go on at 7:30, but if my stream runs over, it runs over. They're fine with that. We've already discussed that. So yeah, don't worry about it. You won't be missing anything. So as soon as my stream ends, theirs will begin. Right. My God, there is so much in the chat. I am. falling behind quite badly, to be fair. 29 people in the chat at the moment. That's really, really nice. It's lovely to see there are so many people here listening to me waffling. I am now 1% bionic, said Timber Surf. Not quite $6 million man yet, then, mate. Of course, it will be. Yeah, awesome, Mark. Awesome. What's your store called at Stafford Bryant? Tim, it is called the Dave Angel Trains stall. So please come and visit me over there. I'd say you wouldn't be able to miss me because I'll have a red top on, but so will West Hill Wagon Works. But anyway, I'll be easier to find. Right, okay, right. Oh, bloody hell, I've caught up with the chat finally. Going to get to meet people and see all making tracks combined. Yes, I am properly looking forward to seeing that, Timber. Brilliant, thank you. Never thought of that. We're going to start whenever you finish, mate. We did reschedule to 8 p.m. Awesome, cool, right, okay. Ivor. Only good thing about new products is that if it's good enough, you can get the previous version at a bargain price. That's very true. I can't miss that mug. No, you're absolutely true. No, no, I'll stop. I'll just annoy everybody. Right, okay. Right, excellent. Right, I've caught up with the chat finally. Woohoo! Caught up, right. Let's stick another piece in then. Right, so, okay, so let's see. Right, so to those people who have missed what's been going on, I am attempting to try and assemble some of my new roof section for Finnerton Central, which has been 3D printed by Timber Surf. And I am painstakingly putting that together. Mug of the month is my tornado mug. And if anybody sees me at any shows that I'm going to this year, which will be Getz, Stafford, and the Telford Model Show, if you see me, you can have one of these, which is my new hobby card. And I'm really absolutely over the moon with these things. Yeah. Show you properly. Look, I really am absolutely over the moon with them. They've come out really, really nice. Vista Printer done a cracking job of that. So yeah, I'll be very proud to be handing those out when I see you all. Oh dear, right. I'm just seeing you pop up in the chat. You've been here a few times, so consider yourself spanned, my friend. Sorry, I'm reading the chat again. Matrix 3 will also be on show over the Christmas time somewhere around Ellesmere Port, he thinks. Yeah. Tim, if you come and find me, I'll give you a hobby card, my friend. But for those of you who are new to YouTube and our fantastic community that we've got going on here. What some of us do, I mean, not all, but what some of us do is we do a thing called hobby cards, and like mine here, like mine. You know, a lot of people have gone out and they've had their had these cards created for them, specifically just to hand out to people at model railway shows. And that way then we can all have them put up, pride and place in our layouts, like mine all the way up there. And yeah, it'd be lovely to have more hobby cards added to the collection. It really would. But yeah, I've got so many up there. I mean, that big one that you see, hang on, that one there, that one there. Um, that one, I've only ever seen them twice, and I'd love to see them back out again on the exhibition circuit. And it was a couple of ladies, lovely people, and their layout was called Under the Chandelier, and they basically built two halves of a layout, and there was one scene on the one side and another on the other. It was all very phallic orientated, and what they did was just extremely clever. Um, and if I remember rightly, it was a few years ago now. If I remember rightly, what they had was uh, the fallow road system that went around it. So you had people on bikes, buses, and whatever else that went around this layout, and it wasn't train orientated at all. But it was so clever how they put it all together, and there was like so much going on in that layout. And I only ever saw them twice, once at Stafford and once at Telford. Um, and yeah, really nice people. I'd love to actually see them back out again, just to see if they've created anything new, or if they've added anything to the layer that they had, because it was really nice. It's actually on one of my videos somewhere from a few years ago. In fact, actually, it will be on one of my Telford exhibition videos for sure. Yeah, excuse me. I'm gluing again. I'm getting there, Timber. I'm getting there. They'll be telling me off if I don't get this put together. Right. Under the Chandelier is in three of my videos. Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic layout. It really was. And they were lovely people to talk to. And Under the Chandelier is actually a joke. Um, they actually created this layout in their lounge under a chandelier, and they just came up with that name as a joke. It just so happened to be above them, lighting up what they were doing. um, Smolton, hello, how are you? I don't think I remember seeing you on here before, but welcome to the live stream. It's nice to have you here. I have seen you on other live streams, to be kind of honest with you, my friend. So it's nice to see you here. But please correct me if I'm wrong, if you have been here before. I do struggle sometimes to remember people's names. And annoyingly, I remembered one layout's name and he hasn't been on yet. And I deliberately tried to remember his name so that when he did come on a chat, I could call him by his real name, but no, he hasn't been on. Right, and right. I've got one more cross piece to put in, Timber, and then one piece is actually glued and completed. So yeah, which end's that one? It is a pain that you all can't see what I'm doing. Uh, and hopefully, fingers crossed, next month that might change. Depending on what happens over the next month with my private life. If things turn out better than I hope, what I'm hoping to do is I'm hoping to get a new phone, and what I can then do is use the phone that I'm using this on here now to film the layout actually running. So you can sit and listen to me waffle while watching trains go. That's the plan, at least, anyway. But you know, all good plans and all. We'll soon find out whether that comes to fruition or not. But anyway, so we are almost there now. I can show you what I've been doing. Right. Okay. Make sure I haven't got any glue stuck to my fingers. That's been a bane of my life this week. Right. Okay. Now for the moment of truth. Can I get this to come up in one piece? Does the jig work? That's the question. Very, very, very carefully teeing up off the jig. Hopefully he's not stuck to it, because then that would be a disaster. Prise him up. Some bits did get stuck. It doesn't matter. It's only a bit of cardboard. It'll soon scrub off. Right. Get in there. Get in there. There we go. Last bit. There we go. Awesome. Right. Moment of truth. Let me just get rid of that bit there while the glue's still damp. That's it. Lovely. Right then. Okay then, Mr. Surf. We can actually see your hard work in one piece. There we go. Done. I finally built a piece all in one. I know I've still got the roof structures to put in yet, but basically what I'm going to do with that now is I'm going to be painting that in a cream colour. Let's pick out some of these bits. These bits are so fine. It's unbelievable. But the way me and Timber Surfer, well, the way Timber Surfer designed this through my idea. He's basically, the idea now is I'm going to be getting some acetate, and the acetate is then going to go over the whole thing all the way across, and then I need my roof bars to go in. And what Timber Surf has done is he has created these tiny little sections here, really tiny little things. And once I've put the acetate on, hang on, earphones falling at me here. And once I put the acetate on, these are going to be glued into place somewhere like that. I'll just hold that in place. They're going to be glued over the top of the acetate like that, and they're going to be all the way along. There's quite a fair few of them to play with. So yeah, so that's the next step now. The next step is to put the acetate on this, put the roof bars on, obviously paint it first, and then once it's painted, it'll be ready to go on to the layout. And then once I've done that, I've also got to build a jig for this one. This one's sort of ready to be assembled now. But this one, the triangle starts at the same size as this one, and then it gradually gets smaller as it goes along to there. And the idea is so that it can go around a curve. So that's the next one to assemble. Then once I finish doing that, I've then got another one of these to make and another one of those to make. And then I'll have 4 sections which I can then fit into the layout. I mean, there's been a couple of modifications that Timber's had to do. One of which is the uprights. The uprights I currently have are just slightly too low. So he's going to make me some longer ones for those, but they're not going to go to waste. They're going to be used in a slightly different configuration over on Finton Parkway over here when I finally build the station for that. So yeah, nothing's going to go to waste. Everything is all going to get used. So yeah, he's worked so hard on all this that I'm going to make the most of it. Right, okay, let me put those there out the way. Right. Oh, chimneys. Yes, TimberSurf. TimberSurf does a wide range of chimneys, and RGJ Trains have also had some of these sent to them as well. Now then, we've got that type, we've got that type, we've got that type. It's the first time I've actually looked in here, actually. We've got that type as well. Is that the same? That's the same as that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, a few more of those for that. Right, so he does an array of different chimney pots, and these are some of them. You can have ones that are like this. Let's see if I can try and get that to focus in. There we go. So we got that type there. I'm doing that because it keeps trying to focus on my face. We've got this type here, slightly smaller ones. They're quite nice, them are. Okay. And then we've got these ones, which I'm currently using on the station. These ones here. They're quite nice. There. That ones. And then there's that type as well. You can see. There is so much detail in these. It's unreal. And I tell you what, this is not doing it any justice whatsoever. But yeah, these are absolutely wonderful. They really are. The amount of detail that you get in 3D printing is immense. It really is. You just saw it then. The top of these pots are actually see-through because they're slightly ribbed at the top here. But yeah, these are absolutely awesome. They really are. And I've got 4 different varieties here, but I believe TimberSurf actually sells more. And the best thing is on your normal buildings, no 2 pots are the same. You're always going to get something that's ever so slightly different to others. And they're just bloody awesome. They really are. So if you want chimney pots to go on things like Metcalf kits and stuff like that, TimberSurf's the man to go and see. Right. Okay. So. Right, so can you please see the layout? Oh dear, do you really want to see my layout? Okay. Spending money on locos and wagons. Yes, Tim, I've had the same problem myself. But this year, I'm going to Stafford Model Show with a list. I'm going with a list. So, and I'm sticking to that list. I promise. I'm not buying any more locomotives, not for a long time. Let's just see what I really like. uh, Sorry, forgive me a minute. Just catching up on the chat. I did, yeah, yeah, yeah. I am making a beeline for Whittle Wagon Works and War World Scenics. Okay. Uh, yeah, Whittle Wagon Works has got some great stuff in at the moment, especially with their uh, uh, especially with the new kits that they've got in at the moment. John, dear. To be kind of honest with you, John, I'll show you anyway, but my layout is a humongous mess. I've got bits everywhere. I've still got bits lying around from last stream. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. And I really haven't done anything at all to the layout since the last time um, I was on. But anyway, I'll show you anyway. See what you think. So this is the mess, which is called Finneton Central. Um, to some of you who know this station, you'll know it's big. It's really big. I can actually show you now, actually, that this piece here is when I finish putting the uprights in, is actually going to sit there like that. Just hold it there. So it's going to sit there like that basically, and then there's going to be other sections that are going to be going in around. There's a curved section here which the roof is going to be following around, and it's going to end roughly about there where my hand is. I'll take that back up so I can put that somewhere. Then let's have a look. We come around here. Sorry to spin you around so quickly. The mess over here, that is Finton Parkway. Coming over here, there's going to be a hill across the back here, which is why that tunnel mouth is over there. And then there's another tunnel here, which is going to be coming out of that hillside there. Then there is a bridge here that's still yet to be painted. And then there's another tunnel there. So the top section here is going to disappear behind scenery. There's going to be a big curved viaduct that goes across here. This is the lift out section, which is here, which I haven't lifted out for quite some time now. And then over here, let's see, we've got Finchester Works, which is here. Turntable might have to move, not sure yet, but we'll see what happens. There is a small issue I've got, and that is this curved section here, which curves round into the station area there, is too tight. I've made that too tight. It needs to be slightly bigger. So I'm hoping I don't have to move the turntable, but if I have to, then let's see now. There's going to be like a valley sort of green area above here, around where the track is here. The track underneath you will not see. That is going to be hidden behind scenery. The track at the bottom level across the back there, that's not going to be seen either. That's all going to be hidden also. And then the track is going to be coming along up here. There is, I think, possibly another station going in the corner over there. Jury's still out on that. This is a bit of disused track, which is up here, which is going to be as part of the scenery here. That's the only line that's actually a running line at the back there. And then over here, it will then disappear past the 3-in-1 oil. Don't worry, I don't use the 3-in-1 oil on my trains. Okay, before anybody starts, I use that. Anyway, so there's going to be a double track tunnel, which is going to be sitting right there. And that's when the scenery ends there. And then all this across top here will be off scene. And the next time you see the train will be outside that tunnel over on that side over there. So that's pretty much it, really. And I'll tell you one thing as well. I have been that lazy. My calendar is still on March. Yeah. Do you think we should change it to September? I think so. Let's have a look. Just tap on that there. Thank you. What's a demo? Whatever a demo is. Yes, I agree with you, Peter. I'm doing it now in July, August, September. We got September, and this is by Garrett number 130. Catches the setting sun across the cob of the Flendisiog Railway. Please help me with that one, Rob. I can't pronounce that. There we go. It's changed to September. That's a lovely picture, that is. So were all the other pictures as well from all the other ones that I never really got around to turning the page of. Oh dear. Oh, right. Okay. So there you go. You've had a look around the layout now. And again, I do apologise about the mess. But there we go. So what am I up to next? Well, right. Well, I need to make another one of these jigs for the roof. This one's going to be good now to continue the roof over in this direction, but I need to make another jig for the roof to carry on in that direction. Oh dear, excuse me. Okay. Right, so yeah, Peter, you congratulations, mate. You can spell it, which is more than what I could bloody do, but I can't pronounce it. But at least everybody knows what I'm on about. Okay. Think I've still got 2021 calendar up above the layout. I like the pics. John, that is awful. Still got 2021 calendar up. Oh dear. The big South African garrets are on the Welsh Highland. Thank you very much, Leslie. I didn't know that. Keep your own day grid and keep photos. If there are no people from North Wales, the festering gog. Dear God. Leslie, actually, Robin Grace from North Wales, and so is Ben. I think Ben's in North Wales. Are you North or South Wales, Ben? I can't remember. Oh, there we go. Leslie, consider yourself told off. Oh, I forgot. Yes, so is Tim Preserve. Oh, that's it, Leslie. You've started it now. Oh dear. Yes, surprisingly, there are a fair few Welsh people here. Never mind. Oh yeah, of course it's all good. Well, we all know that. Right, and people, I'm going to end it there. Um, to be kind of honest with you, I am rather hungry and I need to go and make my tea. So while I'm making my tea, I'll be quietly listening along and reading the chat on Rob and Grace's live stream. So, Rob, Grace, could you please put a link up to your channel now? And if anybody hasn't visited their channel before, then just click on the link and that'll take you straight over to their live stream. Yeah, thank you very much, John. Much appreciated. Yeah, take care for now, everybody. It has been absolutely lovely to have you all here. Um, and yeah, next show is Stafford. So I will see you at Stafford and then back here for another live stream before the last two of the year for me at least anyway, which will be Telford and then Getz. I must get some work done. Yeah, that's half the problem, you see, Leslie, is I've been too busy gassing and I haven't got a lot of work done myself. Oh dear. Thanks, Kyle. Cheers, mate. So yeah, everybody, take it easy. I will see you in the next one, which will be the very first Saturday of October. Okay, and I will see you in amongst other live streams between now and then. Yeah, awesome, Mark. I'm glad that you made it as well. I know you was working, mate, so it's fine. Right. Okay, all. Take it easy. I will see you all soon. And please go and join Rob and Grace on their live stream, which is coming up next. I certainly will, Simon. Thank you very much. Good night, all, and happy modeling. Bye for now.